Down on a house, trapping 3 people inside.
And more severe weather danger today. A neighbor tells us what happened after a bolt of lightning sparked a fire at a townhouse in Garner.
9 counties, including Wake, Durham, and Harnett counties, are under flood alerts right now. Thanks for joining us this noon. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Keely Arthur in for Renee Chu. The WRAL weather team has issued a WRAL weather alert day as we anticipate anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of rain across our region. Kat Campbell is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with where it's coming down right now. Kat?
Some areas have already seen up to 4 inches of rain today, and flooding is our biggest concern at this point. A new flash flood warning was just issued within the past 20 minutes. This includes Durham and Chapel Hill, and the heavier rain is just about to make its way into Chapel Hill. Durham will be next, and you can see that band of heavy rain right now. It's headed right for Durham, and we could see additional 1 to 2 inches of rain from this system. Could lead to some ponding on the roads. Remember, turn around, don't drown. That's going to be our biggest concern this afternoon. We have the flash flood warning in effect, but also flood advisories extending into Chatham County, Wake County, and down into Harnett County. The outline right here where we've seen some of the heaviest rain so far today. Fuquay Arena, 3 to 4 inches of rain has already fallen. Sanford, nearly 2 inches, over an inch in parts of Apex, closer to 2 inches, and just under 2 inches in the northeastern part of Wake County. This has been significant rain, and it's led to some storm reports. We'll have team coverage of some of these reports. Tree down on a house in Sanford, flooding in Fuquay Arena, a house fire in Garner thanks to lightning, unfortunately, and the WRAL storm tracker is headed to the new flash flood warning in Durham right now. We have more rain on the way after this. Already some areas seeing 2 to 4 inches of rain, but we could add 2 to 3 inches of rain on top of that over the next 48 hours. With more rain on the way, that is why we've issued a WRAL weather alert day, not just today, but tomorrow as well. A 100% chance for rain pretty much all day long. I'll outline future counts for the remainder of this evening and tomorrow, and when the rain finally clears out coming up.
Kat, you mentioned that the WRAL storm tracker was on the road, and we are watching it here with live dual Doppler 5000 radar, tracking the storm tracker as it moves into South Durham. I'm going to take you to live pictures from I-40 approaching Page Road and the 885 interchange. You can see where we are seeing those wet roads there. The windshield wipers are going, and Doppler radar indicating that even heavier rain is on its way into South Durham. It's back in Chapel Hill and Hillsborough now, heading toward Durham, and with that flash flood warning in effect, a reminder, do not try to drive across a flooded road. I want to show you a couple of traffic problems I'm watching here in the noon hour. On the west side of Raleigh, a crash on 440 westbound between Western Boulevard and Athens Drive cleared just a few minutes ago, and you can see traffic is flowing a lot more freely out there. And as we head over toward Durham and Chapel Hill, we are picking up some heavy delays on 40 westbound, beginning around Farrington Road through 15501. By the time you get out to the Irwin Road area on the north side of Chapel Hill, it looks like traffic's flowing freely. We'll keep an eye on this. Another update at 12:30.
3 people had to be rescued from a home in Sanford after a tree came crashing down during this morning's storms. One person suffered minor injuries. WRAL's Keenan Willard is at the home right now. Keenan, what a dramatic scene this was.
Jeff, looking at this behind me, you have to wonder how it didn't turn out worse for this family. With 6 people home when this happened, this tree basically shearing off the front of this single-family home in Sanford here on 3rd Street. It's created a huge mess out here that's going to have to take hours to clean up. But again, only one person suffering minor injuries. It's pretty miraculous considering what we know from the Sanford Fire Department. So this is everything that happened. The storms pick up this morning, and you can see the impact right out of their front yard. The tree basically pulled down the front half of the home. 3 people were able to get outside, but 3 of them were in a front bedroom area that was trapped off from the rest of the home. Crews had to go around the back of the structure and pull each person out to safety. Now, none of those 3 were actually the person injured. That woman hit by a bit of sheetrock or something that was kicked up when this impact happened. She suffered a mild concussion, according to emergency responders, but is doing pretty well considering the alternative after what happened to their home here. Crews are going to have to go ahead and cut off all of this tree to get it away from the home. And for the time being, the Red Cross is going to be providing temporary emergency housing for this family. But the hours ahead look pretty difficult for this cleanup crew, specifically because beyond just the tree, there are power lines basically down, up and down for about a quarter mile surrounding these homes. Duke Energy crews by at least 5 or 6 trucks on either side of the street are out in full force trying to figure out how they're going to extricate all these wires from this mess. And only then can they restore power. So it's something we're going to be watching definitely for the hours ahead. Back to you.
Keenan, thanks for that update there. What a scene. It was a busy morning for law enforcement agencies across the county who responded to numerous accidents. There was a minor accident on US 1 near Cary Parkway. This is an area prone to flash flooding and heavy rainfall. There are no reports of any injuries out of that. And crews were also busy this morning in northern Wake County cleaning up this crash. I-540 near Creedmoor Road. Our news crew was on the scene as a tow truck was removing an SUV that had flipped on its side, taking out the guardrail. Troopers tell us the vehicle hydroplaned in the weather. 2 other cars got caught up in that crash. One had pretty bad front end damage. There are no injuries and no word on charges. It's unclear if weather played a role in this crash on Lake Wheeler Road that seriously injured at least 1 person. It happened before 2:30 this morning on Lake Wheeler Road near Centennial Parkway and the State Farmers Market. It blocked that area for hours. It appeared the car hit a tree. 1 person involved was taken to a local hospital. A black car with a shattered windshield also appeared to be part of the police investigation.
Firefighters say it was lightning that sparked a fire at a townhome in Garner. WRAL's Nia Hardin spoke to the fire chief and a neighbor nearby this morning.
10:10. The Garner fire chief says it happened this morning when the lightning caused a fire. Thankfully, the homeowners and neighbors were able to escape unharmed, but those who live nearby are still shaken by what happened.
We could hear the storm kind of coming through, and then there was really loud thunder, and then this like kind of really loud bang noise, and we kind of started to smell smoke a little bit, but really didn't think about it. And then the far neighbor had my number. She gave me a call and just said, hey, just letting you know, in between us, there's a house on fire. You guys might want to get out. So naturally, we grabbed all of our things, grabbed my dog, ran out, and the whole roof was just ablaze.
The building is not sprinklered, so the fire grew. Once crews got here, they went inside to try to extinguish the fire. The residents were home, but they evacuated it, so we had no injuries, civilian injuries, nor firefighter injuries during the incident.
Nia Hardin, WRAL News, Garner.
And on this WRAL Weather Alert Day, we're monitoring travel in and out of Raleigh-Durham International here in the WRAL Live Center, taking a look at the numbers within the last couple of minutes, courtesy of FlightAware. You see there are 22 delayed flights at RD International, just 2 canceled flights. If you were with us during our morning newscast, that number was just to 5, and now it's up to 22. I want to give you a look at the big picture, the misery map, again, courtesy of FlightAware. A lot of the flights leaving RD International sometimes connect through Charlotte and Atlanta. We checked Charlotte just right now, 56 delayed flights, 1 cancellation there at Charlotte Douglas International. A lot of flights also connect to Atlanta. Right now, there are 40 delayed flights in Atlanta, 5 cancellations as usual. If you have a flight out of RD International today, check the status of that flight before heading to the airport.
Well, some of the most severe flooding we've seen so far is right here in Wake County this morning. Mineral Spring Park flooded. Since, though, it has receded, and we sent WRAL's Michael Grace there to check it out. He joins us live now in Fuquay Arena.
Yeah, and we're here at the park. You can tell that it is all gone, but still a lot of mud from that flooding earlier. They had this whole section of South Spring Avenue blocked off, no one getting in, no one getting out. And check out this video of what this flooding looked like at its full force. You could hear it sound like one of those rivers in Colorado, people going whitewater rafting, going right over the bridge in the park. It was up to my shin in terms of the water was here on South Spring Avenue, and just standing water all over the grass. Now, people said that there is a creek right here, and that's just what overflowed. So a very dangerous situation if you were driving out in this area. Now, lightning was also a big problem in Fuquay this morning. Earlier at around 7, there was a home that was struck by lightning. There was actually a fire in the attic after that. The family was asleep at the time. Luckily, everybody made it out. Minimal damage there, but with the flooding and the lightning here in Fuquay Arena, it was a busy morning for authorities. And right now we have just been driving around. The rain now mostly at a drizzle, but you can see a lot of the damage from what was going on this morning, including this creek here still flowing pretty fast. Live in Fuquay Varina, Michael Grace, WRAL News.
Michael, thank you. Well, you can track severe weather anytime with the WRAL Weather app. It lets you watch the latest forecasts and check out the radar. The WRAL Weather